So for question A2, they required us to creating and modifying array. And in this question, they ask us to command and create a row vector and assign it with a variable name A with 5 elements such that the last element is 7 and the rest of the elements are zeros. And the important part in this question is we cannot type the vector explicitly. Meaning we cannot write down A equals to open bracket 00007. That is clearly what the question don't want us to do. So we need to utilize a zeros command in this question where we need to declare the variable A and equals to zeros. So zeros means that the vector will contain all zeros with a dimension of 1, 5. 1 represents the row while 5 represents the column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're not done yet. If we write this, they only appears 00000. So to assign the 7 value on the 5th column, we need to write down the second command, which is A, declare a parenthesis. So and this represents the coordinate of the number that we want to assign, which is the first row, comma, the 5th column equals to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So we get this. So for the second question of A2, they require us to use a single command to get a row vector and then assign it to a variable named B with elements such that B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. An important part here is do not type the vector explicitly. So in this square bracket, before the first comma, you realize that I put a 1 and a semicolon and 1 and a semicolon and colon again, and I put 5. So the first number here required the where I want the vector to start. So for example, I want to start the number with 1, I assign the 1 number here. If I want to start with 5, I put a 5 number here. So the second number is the interval. So different for each value to the past value. So whereas the last number is 5. The last number is 5, meaning that I want the value to stop at 5. So the 1 will added with one number until it reaches 5. So it obeys the first flow here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we need to assign the value for 3, 2. So for 3, 2, we can assign it in the next comma. So we start with 4 and the interval, since it's a descending order, the interval is equals to -1. 4 minus by 1 equals to 3. Minus by 1 again, we get 2. I want to stop at 2, so I declare the 2 here. Alright, next we go for question A3. The first question for A3, which is matrix operation and manipulation. So the question firstly gives us the function of y equals to x to the power of 3 minus 4x squared plus 2x minus 6. And they require us to calculate the value of y for x equals to -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 using element by element operation. So first thing first is we need to declare the x variable. So x variable means they start from -3 to 3. So we can use this code where in the square bracket I put I start with -3 and then I put a colon and I put the last number I want, which is 3. So in this bracket, it contains a value of -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Next, we put a semicolon because in the output part we don't want the x value. They only ask us for the value of y, which is computed in this part using the x values they have in the first row, first line. So we need to type the equation as usual. As you can see, I put a dot here because in array we cannot put directly for these three operation, which is multiplication, division, and power. We cannot put the sign directly. We need to put a dot before, and then we get these values: -75, -34, -13, -6, -7, -10, and -9.